Pete and I always talked about doing this kind of project, you know, from early college, I mean, throughout life, we pretty much always stayed in touch and did this and that, but we never actually did this project. So it is something that we talked about doing, and I had the financial means to make it happen, and that's what we did. Yeah, it was about 2 years. It didn't take a long time. We would, Pete and I would rehearse in my home and write the material, and then we would kind of organize who was going to play throughout maybe a month or two, and we would generally every 2 or 3 months fly somewhere and have the material ready. It was Houston, Cologne, Germany, Denver, LA, and then 3 times in New York. Yeah, you know, it was pretty great because all the cities we went to were interesting in their own way. I love New York City. You know, I loved Boulder, Colorado was just great. So, you know, they all had different aspects that were nice. Kind of adds to the fun of recording and spending a lot of time in the studio, but we have our time at night to go to restaurants and have fun. So it was a little bit different in every city. So it was just a fun time. Everybody, there weren't a whole bunch of big egos in the room. I'll say that. Yeah, well, even though they are who they are, didn't really ever have to deal with that. Everybody was super humble and nice and appreciative and thankful and glad to be there. And they were enjoying the music as we did it. Did a lot of material with Curran, and he actually lived in my home here in Houston with Pete. So I spent a lot of time with Curran. Here's what I really love about him. He can play anything. So his playing ability is whatever you would put in front of him, he can play it. Usually better than what was written for him. He would do better. But the main thing that I like about Curran is if you watch the videos, he can't control his head movements and his head jerking and whatnot. So if you watch that, that's funny in and of itself. But also he has a real dry wit about him, a real funny, dry sense of humor that would pop out of nowhere, Kerwin. So I had a great time with Kerwin. Yeah, Al McDowell, you know, another great player, can also play kind of whatever you need him to play, and real professional about reading and studying up and being ready to play. But he's the total opposite of Kerwin Brown. When Al McDowell was playing, he's staring at the page and his head just doesn't move. It's like his fingers are moving, but nothing else. Oh, Jay Rodriguez did a lot with Jay. He played a lot of flute and saxophone. Jay's just a super guy, has a big history in music, a big band history going way back, and just real fun to be with, and just a super great guy. You know, again, could play anything we needed him to play. He knocked it out. Well, I don't read music, so to speak, so I have to remember everything. I have to remember meter changes, which there are quite a few, but I would always get the head nod from Pete, so that made it easier. But we had a good system down. You know, in each city there were different engineers, obviously, but when you're in there for multiple days, you really get to know those guys. The mixers in the studio, which there are many guys, they work really hard to do everything the way you'd like it to turn out. And we really appreciate all the hard work from all the different guys in the studios. I'd love to name them, but it's too many. Yeah, Jerry's a super good guy. He helped me when we were pretty much finished with the first 4 CDs. He's done most of the mastering on those, if not all. And also gave us advice for CD Baby, where the music's available. So Jerry's been a real good help for us, and a nice guy too. So thanks, Jerry. Oh, well, Tim is, my Houston bass player. Tim's won 4 Grammys. I tell everybody that I encounter. And he's a great bass player. He really is. I think he's the best in the city, and he's learning all this material right now, the THC, the Haas Company material. So look forward to be playing that in Houston soon. Tim's a great guy. Well, you know, Rob and I worked together on these videos, and I didn't want just to have studio footage. I wanted to have something to watch, something interesting, something that I would like to watch. So it's, you know, boat racing, snow skiing, all these action activities that are fun to watch. And there's a lot of travel stuff. There's footage from all over the planet. And I insisted that Rob put in the name of that place so that if you're watching it and you go, wow, that looks like a pretty place. And so you get something from the video instead of just listening to the music. But it was just a great experience. As you said, the people that I got to play with were, you know, my heroes in life. We had great experiences with them. They played great, super nice people. So it was, it was a lifelong wish and an endeavor that Pete and I made happen. We always wanted to do it, and we did it, and we'll do more. This wouldn't have happened without Pete Drungle, my dear friend. So it's important that we did it, and we can both look back on it and be proud of it.